Okay, so this video is going to demonstrate the curb ramp civil cells available in the delivered workspace. We're going to place this perpendicular one first. The refs are ramp center line and then your gutter flow line and your back top of curb. Alright, and then we'll come back and place one or both of these directional cells here, and possibly at the end we'll place this landing and its parallel left and right pieces. That's kind of modular based, this particular cell here. So like I said, we're going to start off with the perpendicular. I'm going to say okay. Now what I'm going to actually do is just kind of jump out of that command because I haven't drawn one of those refs I need. So first thing I need to do is go choose the line from element. You can see I've got this set. Alright, so basically I'm just placing a line 90 degrees from my edge of pavement there, and then how far back it just needs to be beyond the ramp tie, generally at least about 10 or 11 feet long or whatever. This one's probably more like 20 feet long, but at least too long is not going to hurt you. Too short and it will, the cell could fail on that. Okay, so let's go back and select this place cell command, and then just kind of going through the prompts, the gutter line or your gutter flow line, which is there, the back top up curb, which is that, and then the ramp center line placed from edge of pavement to beyond ramp tie. It's that. And as far as directional arrows, you can see that's away from the roadway there, and then left to right, as if you were standing and looking at that curb ramp there. So that all looks good. So we'll reset and then select corridors to be clipped. I'm going to turn construction class back on. We're going to choose that, reset, and accept that cell. Okay, and then what we're going to go over next is horizontal vertical edits. Okay, so as far as horizontal edits, controlling that width of the ramp is pretty straightforward. These two parallel lines there, you can see the name, sidewalk width control. I'm not going to change that, but if you wanted to change the width of that ramp, you could change it there. Another edit, and this is based on how you actually created. This is the reference element, the ramp center line. So that's what we created prior to placing the cell. So depending on how you place that, as long as you place it 90 degrees off of that, if you want to come in and trying to find that handler. Oh, it's down here. So yeah, so this handler, so if I want to move, that roundabout, right? Come over here if I want to move it right there. You can see that roundabout move there. And then really the other edits are kind of vertical. All the horizontal edits are kind of vertical related, other than this one here. And really, this is just a line here that really shows you, gives you an example, or really tells you where you really need a landing area. I think this element's called turning space, so really your turning space area there. Obviously, that can be changed. The vertical edits, what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to open up this profile of this element here, and if we'll look at that, it's at 794 which is less than 1 to 12. So if we wanted 1 to 12 on this ramp, I'm going to look at the other side there. You see this is actually 856. So 1 to 12 is 8.33%. So we're not achieving that maximum slope there. So what you would do to to improve this slope is come in and change this value here. So you're editing the horizontal here, and I'm going to set that to negative 8.5. So we're editing horizontal to force our vertical to comply there. And you can see when we made that change, you can see this change here, and now we're under that 1 to 12 slope. Another thing, if we'll look at this element and look at properties, you can see this slope is positive 2%. That's, that's something you could change. We actually have 2% off the back top of curb to this right there. So if you needed, if you sloped it away from the curb, you could just change that slope there. So a couple of other edits, horizontal edits that are related to vertical edits really. So if we'll come in and grab this element there. Alright, so you can see this is 5 feet initially on the side there. And if I come in and look, so if I wanted to open this profile model of that element there, that's how you do that. You choose that element, and then you'll come over and take a look at this slope that says 13.55%. Say I wanted a 10 to 1 or 10% there. Really the way to edit that is to drive back down and grab that horizontal and change that. So I'm going to just change this to like 10 feet, and then we'll watch and see what the vertical does here. Alright, looking at that, that's 873. That's better than the 10%. So I think I'm going to stick with that. And then we'll go back and look at this other side. So right click, you can see how I'm doing that, opening that profile model there from element properties. And we'll choose this. That's 738%. So actually that's good there, but if I wanted to just even make this a little more, this curb ramp a little more symmetrical, I would just come in and just also change this length there to 10 feet. Okay, so that's kind of it for as far as horizontal and vertical edits. The last change I'm going to make, I'm going to actually move this sidewalk here that's going through the ramp right now. I'm going to move it back, and I'll utilize that as your landing or your turning space there. Alright, so to do that, I'm going to just go to corridor objects, and we'll go to parametric constraint, and we're going to lock to start, and then we're going to change the sidewalk front buffer width, which is that width there of that green space there. I'm going to start and then go to 8.5. Alright, so data point, and then I'm going to just come in and just do a snap there. Okay, and then I'm going to add another. I'm going to go 8.5 to 8.5, and then so we'll go this time from there to there. I changed that. I actually accidentally typed in 8.8. I'll fix that though. So we'll change that to 8.5. And then we'll add one more to transition that back to its normal width. So 8.5 to 1.5, and then I'm gonna just transition, say right there. Okay, we'll come in and kind of take a look at that curb ramp there. Okay, that's a overview of the perpendicular curb ramp that's provided in the delivered workspace. I guess one more thing I was going to show. Uh, there's a surface template here, right? And then as far as this curve transition you see down at the front end, that's actually a linear template right here. So that's that. There is a point control tying that curve back top to the graphical back top, or the hard geometry. There's that point control I was just mentioning there. So you can switch those out as needed. Okay, so next we're going to place another curb ramp sail. This is going to be the parallel landing, and then we'll come back and place. This is modular base, so I'll come back and place a parallel transition on the left and the right there. All right, so we'll choose that landing, then the curb ramp flow line, the back top of curb, the ramp, back of sidewalk, and then the center line. Alright, that geometry looks good, so I'm going to reset, select the corridor to be clipped, and I'll reset and accept that cell. Okay, let's zoom in and kind of look at this ramp in 3D, and you can kind of see what was placed there. As far as horizontal edits, obviously similar to the perpendicular, you can change that width of that ramp there. And then obviously if you wanted to come in and depending on how you built that center line ramp reference, you could move it as needed. I'm not going to make any horizontal changes though. And what we're going to do next is actually place this left transition and right transition. Okay, so we'll choose place cell command again, curb ramps, and we'll go with the parallel left. Alright, and then curb ramp flow line, and then the back top of curb, then the back of sidewalk, and then the landing left edge, which is going to be this line there. Alright, that geometry looks good, so I'm going to reset. I'm going to choose that corridor to be clipped. We'll reset and accept this. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and place the landing to the right. And then just kind of going through the prompts again. The flow line, back top, back of sidewalk, and then this time the landing right edge, so it's going to be that. Geometry looks good. Reset, select corridor to be clipped, reset, and accept that cell. Okay, so we can kind of zoom in and look at this ramp. Okay, and then what we're going to do is look at a few of the edits here. Actually turn off construction class, and then choosing that element there. You can see that's initially 6 feet, so Really what we need to do is just kind of come in and open up the profile model of that element there, and then we'll just come in and look. And what we're chasing here is the 1 to 12, the 833%, which that's within that value, so that looks good. So let's go look at this other side. Select that. That's 824. You know, if you did need to make that change though, you can, I'll just bump that out to like 6.5. Alright. So really making the edits on that back element there, I'll change that one also, controls those front links as well because of their snaps are to the back there. So if we'll, like I said, if we'll look at that element there, you can see that key point. So that element there is going to control that front element there. All right, as far as horizontal edits, there really are no more significant ones anyway. Um, Templates really similar to the perpendicular. You've got your surface templates out here, and then you've got obviously your you got these templates here. And there's a point control on those, and then you also have a curve template on the back. Let me just look at this. So on the back, that's what you have there. All right, so that's just a quick summary of that parallel set of cells. Okay, so the last curb ramp cell we're going to place is I think this directional left here, and we actually have one for opposite placement. So the directional left, if you're looking at the intersection, the left will go here, the right cell would go there. All right, so we're going to say OK, and then we'll just follow these prompts. So through road, edge of pavement. All right, and then gutter line, and this has quite a few references, actually 8. So just kind of go slow and watch your refs here. Gutter line in the curve area, so that would be that. Back top of curb in the curve area. Face of sidewalk beyond the curve, so that's going to be here. Back of sidewalk beyond the curve, it's going to be there. And then near snap, uh, basically a data point on the face of sidewalk beyond the ramp ties. So I'm going to just set that to near snap and snap to the face, snap to the back of sidewalk, about the same location there. And then DP close to the secondary roadway, I'll just get right in this area right there and just click. Alright, the geometry looks good. You know, if you'll look at these directional arrows on the left, it's towards the intersection there, and then the curve here is, you know, down the secondary road there. So that all looks good. So I'm going to reset, select corridors to be clipped. I'm going to accept or choose that corridor there, and then I'll reset and accept that cell. Okay, so next we're going to discuss the horizontal and vertical edits here. I believe probably the one of the first edits I'm gonna make on this sail is gonna be this element here, which is uh, shoulder control here. So you're really just matching. You want to match your shoulder along this curve return here, and then along your primary road here. You just want to match these up as far as the width. Alright, so I'm going to grab this and change that to negative 2.083. And that is measured off the, looks like your gutter flow line there. Alright, and then I need to do the same thing here. Now, choosing that element there, you can see there's really not an offset there you can edit. There's actually an underlying element here, that one there. Okay, so that, and actually this little element right there is tied with a snap to this one. So so you can right click, grab that, and we're going to change this to 1.5. And you just watch the 3D view, and these shoulders should be lined up pretty good on the top view there, right, and then lined up here. Alright, so if we'll kind of come in here and do a little rotation this way and kind of look right in here, and I'm going to rotate this just a little bit more so you can see we're actually vertically we're not tied too good yet. So that's one of the things we'll kind of discuss next, is how to get this lined up a little better vertically with that oncoming sidewalk there. Okay, so just looking at some of the horizontal edits before we kind of talk about changing this length and making it tie a little bit better vertically. Really the primary control elements are some of the first elements constructed. This one here, this is a 1 foot segment there. And then if you'll see, so obviously that can be changed horizontally. If we open that up vertically, and if we go and look at this element there, it's just going to be a positive 2% off of that right there, which is going to be the same actually for this opposite side there. So if we open that up vertically, look at that, 2% there. Alright, one thing you do notice about this, you see that snap, that length right there. So really this side, and really all this piece here is actually being controlled by this element, that little 1 foot element there. So you can change that as needed, but that's really your primary horizontal control right in there. Alright, and then if we'll look, this next element here, we'll look at the profile of this. Just initially we place this at 5%, and then the length there is 6 feet. Okay, so 6 feet. So you could change this length as you want. You can change that slope as needed. And then just like this piece back here, that is a snap to there. So this edge is, if you change this length down there, that's going to take that with it. Same thing back here. If you change that 1 foot segment, it's going to take this piece up here with it. Okay, so what we're going to do is actually modify the length of this element here, and with the ultimate goal of this ramp meeting that sidewalks there exactly where it needs to. So I'll open up view 4. We'll take a look at these slopes. Right now initially this one's set to 5%. This other side is 7.17, but what it's tying to here is a line, or a profile that's been the slope there is positive 2%, and that slope is basically 2% off of this edge to that. All right, so in this particular example, everything's 1.5% across there. So that could be an edit you have to make. So I am going to change this to 1.5. Okay, and then just looking at this slope, 683. Like I said, this is 5%. I think I'm going to make that just like 6.5%. We'll see what it does to this slope over here now. It's actually 833 exactly. So we're gonna go make some changes, and we'll see what that slope does. I think it should flatten out some a little bit, but we're assuming 1 to 12 or 833 is actually your maximum slope there. So let's go make these edits. Before I do this, what I'm gonna have to do is project profile to element. I'm gonna project that to that, and then I'm gonna project that to that. All right. And then I'm going to come in this view here, I'm going to place line between points. And then I'm going to just go to measure perpendicular. And I want to measure to this intersection there. And that's 2.8 feet. So we're going to go in and change this element to 8.8. And then watching the profile views, particularly the one on the right, we'll see those sloped elements tie into the projected element there. You can see what that did up here. Just looking at the slope, this one's going to remain exactly like we had at 6.5, but this one over here is going to go down a little bit, but it's beating that 1 to 12 required maximum slope. So I think we're good there. So just a little more cleanup, and we'll be done with this this cell. So if I go to corridor model, I'll turn on construction class here, and then I'm going to add a clipping reference, and the element that's going to be clipped is that, and then the clipping reference is actually going to be this cell. And just watch the 3D view there. And then the last little edit, it's really this area right in here. So we're going to come in and do a define target aliasing. Locate the corridor, so it's going to be that. And then we're going to switch this to corridor. And what we're targeting is this that template there, which is this road EOPL. So I'll add that, add the X terrain, hit apply, and you should see this area there clean up. Okay, so that's an overview of the all of our curb ramp cells.